Hiya loves and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to delve straight in to this review of the Glass Menagerie, which I saw earlier this week at the Royal Exchange Theatre in Manchester, which is one of my favourite theatres. This show will be playing at the Royal Exchange until Saturday the 8th of October. At the time of this video going live, you've got 3 opportunities to potentially go and see it, and I urge you to, because quite honestly it's a masterpiece and I'm excited to talk to you about it. So this is not only one of the best Royal Exchange productions I've ever seen, I would say that this is one of the most innovative and, quite honestly, electric modernisations of a Tennessee Williams play that I've ever seen. I have actually seen the Glass Menagerie before, but it was a very, very different production to the one that I saw at the Royal Exchange. At this production's core was heart and integrity, and so when you pair that with intricately detailed show design and incredible performances, well, we as the audience, we're in for a treat, basically. The playwright, Tennessee Williams, is considered one of the 3 leading playwrights of the 20th century within American drama, alongside contemporaries like Eugene O'Neill and Arthur Miller. Some of his best known works are The Glass Menagerie, A Streetcar Named Desire, which actually won the Pulitzer Prize many years ago, and A Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, which I have actually reviewed before if you'd like to watch it. He is thought to be, and I found this quote which I really think sums him up perfectly, so I'll read that to you. He is thought to be an American dramatist whose plays reveal a world of human frustration in which sex and violence underlie an atmosphere of romantic gentility. I could never have said that myself, let's be real. With that in mind, let's delve into the synopsis of the Glass Menagerie. A very, very complex yet simple play, I feel, but done well, it can be incredibly moving. So the Glass Menagerie is a poetic and bruising portrayal of a family on the brink of change. Reimagined for the Exchange's unique in the round theatre, this intimate and intense memory play explores the complex web of love, loyalty and trauma that binds families together. I mean, that's made me want to go and see it again, to be honest. Within the play we see Tom, who escapes a suffocating home life through cigarettes and long visits to the movies, while his sister Laura withdraws into her records and collection of glass animals. But their mother Amanda harbours dreams for them far beyond their shabby apartment. When Tom brings home a potential suitor for Laura, Amanda seizes the opportunity to change their fortunes. Straight away, there's a really strong, slightly dysfunctional family dynamic coming across in that synopsis, and I can't wait to really chat about that with you later on. What truly enhanced this story for me was the overall design of the show, whether it was the props, the set, the lighting, the sound, the costume. It all complemented the text and this particular version of the show in such a way that, well, you couldn't help but feel intrigued and want to know what was going to happen next. I was particularly enamoured by the sort of cinematic nature of the lighting and set. It was encapsulating and rather stunning to witness, if I'm honest. The centre sign that comes to spinning faster when the scenes get more heated, along with the warm amber glow from the floodlights around the stage, they completely set the scene in such a way that, like I said, it enhanced it. It made it even more atmospheric to witness. In addition to this, each character at some point, and I would say for varying durations, look up at this revolving sign which says paradise and changes colour throughout, simply implying perhaps how much each of their characters wants to escape or perhaps wants adventure. I thought it was a very, very subtle direction, but something that I noticed quite a few times and really enjoyed. I loved that surrounding the stage were these little speakers and a vast number of small glass animals. These are referred to during the actual performance as Laura's glass collection. And again, these surrounding the stage, or the sort of house, if you will, really gives this sense of Laura perhaps surrounding herself with these small pieces of glass because they make her feel safe, and going outside of that circle, going outside of her comfort zone, brings her a vast amount of distress and ill health. So I think that emphasis of even something as small as the glass animals all the way around the stage was really, really quite special. Speaking of Laura, Rhiannon Clements, who played Laura, did an incredible job at playing this role. It is quite strongly implied throughout the performance that she's quite shy, unlike other girls of her age, and she has some kind of physical as well as mental maybe disability which stops her from living a normal lifestyle. When in the second half she is faced with another character called Jim O'Connor, who is actually a high school acquaintance and a friend of her brother Tom's, she's overcome with emotion because, as expressed in the first act, she thinks that this is the only man that she has ever truly loved. So it's quite an overwhelming situation for Laura's character to be in. And this leads me perfectly onto my favourite moment of the show, which had to be the interaction between Jim and Laura when Tom has brought Jim to visit. They've had a power cut, and Amanda, the mother, encourages Jim to keep Laura company outside. We see two versions of the same scene play out, both with the two characters becoming closer and beginning to dance together, and eventually they kiss. The dancing is instigated by music from the dance hall nearby being heard, and in the first telling of the scene it's quite clear from Rhiannon's movement and expression as Laura that one of her favourite songs has begun to play. This sort of ferociously passionate and playful dance ensues between the pair as Whitney Houston's One Moment in Time plays. And I have to say, it was an excellently picked song to be Laura's favourite. It really, really was. It feels almost dreamlike, very dramatic and pure, and we believe it to be true until gradually things start to settle and the scene plays out again. But normally the pair are a little bit more awkward, a little bit more quiet, but ultimately they reach the same end, just in a slightly different way. The reason that particular moment of the play was my favourite was because of the wholehearted nature in which this pair took on the first version of the scene. You believed every single second of it. Then suddenly the illusion is shattered, and we as the audience were left merely hoping that Laura would get even a small glimpse of the happiness that she so desired in the second telling of the scene. And now moving on to the overall casting of the show, it was quite honestly faultless. Each actor brought a great sense of honesty and inner turmoil to the table, really bringing Tennessee Williams' subtext to life, which I loved, and I was quite honestly in awe of the overall dynamic between the four cast members. Joshua James as Tom had this cynical wit about his delivery which was just captivating to watch, but it also perfectly contrasted Amanda, the mother, who was played by Geraldine Summerville. She was very much sort of wrapped up in this version of her reality and vision of success she hoped for her children, as well as the way things used to be for her. So that was really, really great to see. I also understand that she has played this role twice in her life, which is amazing, and I felt that she really brought this sense of maturity in terms of acting ability to the role. It was great to see, really, really great to see. There are some really, really fantastic moments of conflict between Rhiannon as Laura and Geraldine as Amanda, where Laura's limitations and sort of severe mental health issues are greatly misunderstood by her mother. And by bringing a theme like that into a play in our current society, I think each of us in some way can relate. You know, perhaps you yourself have a disability, whether it's visible or invisible. Perhaps you have a severe mental health issue. And for so many of us, we will have experienced moments where people have perhaps not quite understood. You know, they may have said things like, you know, don't worry, just relax, you know, just snap out of it kind of thing. And I think in seeing this dynamic between Laura and Amanda, the mother, we immediately empathise with Laura, because we know that her mother perhaps doesn't have the understanding to truly help her daughter. It's quite heartbreaking actually, but played effortlessly. I really enjoyed that theme was really sort of brought to life in the way it was. I also really liked the caring and nurturing side of Joshua as Tom, which he showed in abundance to Laura, really emphasising their bond as siblings. Finally, I have to talk about Eloka Ivo as Jim. He had a very fresh, charming and confident ease in performing this role, and in watching him, we as the audience finally sort of relax, because rather than watching this sort of dysfunctional, awkward family dynamic in the first act, he's so comfortable in his own skin and he feels a lot more up to date with the world that they're living in. So it was great to watch him explore that role in such a creative and playful way. Quite honestly, his performance along with each of the other performances from the other actors were stunning. It was storytelling at its finest, if you ask me. And if you can, do go and watch one of the remaining 3 performances. It's a complete masterpiece, quite honestly exquisite, and I don't use that word very often, but it is, and it deserves every bit of praise that it gets. So there we have it, guys. That's the end of this review. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I certainly did, and this production is, I don't think anything I said really did it justice, to be honest. It was just one of those shows that I won't be forgetting in a hurry. If you did manage to see it and you want to have a chat about it, leave a comment down below. I would love to discuss it with you, because quite honestly, I'm passionate about talking about plays, if you haven't realised already. Leave a like, subscribe. I've got more reviews coming up very soon. I've actually got one coming out on Sunday evening, which is a new play. Brand new. It's going to be on at the Salford Arts Theatre, and it's written by Libby Hall, so I'm going to be delving into that on Sunday, 7:30, back to the normal time, so make sure you set your reminders and put your little bell notification thing on so you get like a little buzz when I premiere that video, because that'd be nice, wouldn't it? We can all watch it together, have a little cup of tea, watch the video. Lovely Sunday that, really. What more could you want? I best go and crack on with the rest of my day. Enjoy yours, and I will see you all very soon. Bye!